First we'll develop API, and then I need to tell you what all the things that you need to see in .NET Core. That's all. These are the things. Okay. So now you understand what is an API?
Yes.
It's very simple. So previously you had a view that will automatically go to the controller. Okay. Or if you take the ASP.NET MVC, so you basically connecting to the controller from the view. But here you make the view separately, which is Angular. From that you are connecting to your controller using an URL. That's all. You are using that URL. Actually, that is an URL. If you see, I'll show you. See, this is the controller one. Okay, I have put them in separate places. But if you see, 1 second. And if you see this one will get the the HTTP thing. HTTP like whichever environment is dev your those one plus my um, endpoint. We call it as endpoint, the controller one. So it is an URL. Okay, you can hit that URL directly and work on the API too. If you hit the URL directly, okay, you have to give the input. Okay, that also I will show you. You have to give the input and request and response you will get. Okay, so that is one important thing in .NET Core. So let me tell you, in ASP.NET Web API, you do not have an user interface to test the API. See, let's say you are creating a full stack application. You have created the web API and you have created the code, Angular, and connecting everything and all. But you want to test the API. Basically, you want to know whether the API is working fine. How will you check? See, if you see in MVC, you run it. Front end you check, you put a debugger, so it will automatically come. That's fine. You will know, no. But how will you check in test in .NET Core? So basically, you can run the. I will do this. So basically, you can run the .NET Core separately. This will only you can do in .NET Core, not in normal ASP.NET. You can run the .NET Core separately. Oh, I'm working on this. Okay, but you can run the .NET Core separately, and it will give you an platform where you'll see your. Wait, I will open and show you something. Working. Why? 1 second. I was looking something else only. Where is this? Okay. Fine. So previously in ASP.NET Web API, if you want to run an Web API, it is not at all possible. So we were using few tools called Postman, Fiddler, and all. Okay, in Postman, Fiddler, we will give the URL, so it will hit the URL. Okay, that also I can show. I'll first show you that. Okay, so previously what we were doing. Okay, this is Postman. So now I said no. So you will have an URL. Let's say I will show you. This will give you the example. So and web API is something that you should access using that URL. That's all. So let's say your application URL is this HTTPS amazon.web.com means. Then after this URL you should add the controllers. Okay, your controller name and the method name. You understood? That's how an API will come. Say HTTPS Amazon.web.com. com slash now your controller name slash your method name. So this URL, if you hit, it will directly hit that controller. Let's say if your controller is taking query, like it's taking object input, okay, like this. I will show you that. Where is the controller? Okay. If your controller is taking this input, which means you are sending body input, which is model. You are sending the model. You are not sending separate values, but you can also get separate values like this. See, you are getting an integer value. So if you are getting integer value, it is like this. This one, then no, then equal to, you should give some value. This is how you access. But if it is an object that is model, then there is no way to test it in ASP.NET Web API. So for that, what we did was we were using the um, Postman. So in Postman, if you have to come here, you have to give that URL. See, minus I have put the localhost, but you can give the dev, even production URL, production API you can give here. Give here, and you should mention it is a get, post, put, whichever attribute that is. It's a get, and you should come down, and in the body you should mention the body. So basically web APIs will take only JSON body. So it will take only JSON body. That's all. If you give the body here and if you hit on send, it will go and hit the API and it will work and it will return. Okay. That is how you have to do ASP.NET Web API. So when .NET Core came, .NET Core see ASP.NET Web API. If you had that solution, even if you run, it will not show anything. It will be just a blank web page. Okay. So after .NET Core came, .NET Core introduced a method called Swagger, which means it will give you an dummy environment to test your API, and that environment will look like this. That's all. So in this environment will show you all the controllers that you create. These are all my controllers. Okay. These are all my controllers, and inside the controller, if you go, you'll see all the methods. Each method, whatever it is, get, post, it will show everything. See, I have all get, only get things. Okay. If you have post, you'll see post. Okay. Whatever that you create. Okay. So when you hit on this get, if it is an query string that you are passing a single values, you can pass it here. If it is model, here you see. See, I am posting it, so I am posting it with the model. See, my model will be here. So you should. This is my JSON model. So you should send this model to get the result. And when I hit on try it out, it will enable, and I should fill the model and execute means it will go to that particular controller and it will give the response here. That's all. If you are returning back any values, it will give the response here. And basically we are doing, basically in front end what we are doing same, we are hitting this particular URL, so it is giving the response to the front end directly. This is for testing. Done.
Okay.
And whatever you are doing in controller is very simple. You're doing nothing in your controller. What you are doing in your controller, just connecting to your database and getting data. That's all you are doing in your controller. You should understand the web API logic. That's all. Working in the controller is whatever you do in MVC. What you do in MVC in controller, you basically get the data. Either you basically get the data from database and return it, or you just update or delete anything to the database. That's all you. That's what you do in controller, no? MVC
Hmm.
itself. I'm asking. That's what you
Yes.
do in controller, basically. Okay, you return it either whatever you do, you return it okay, no content, those all things. No, you do the same actually. So a controller does the very simple, but you need to understand this logic. So that is what we are going to do. We'll just simply create a API and a controller. Okay, we are going to get something from the database, and we'll use entity framework for that. Okay.
Okay.
So this is not the application there. Okay, let's create. See, it automatically says .NET 6 and long-term support. See, 7, it has the standard support, standard term support, which means they are doing changes and all. So long-term support means it's stable now. And 3.1, you see, out of support. Got
Okay.
it? We should be, see, versions are very careful. When I joined my company, my current company, the first question they asked was which version you are working. Usually, I'll also see in my whole career. Initially, when I was working with service and all, we never cared about version. We don't know what is version or two. What is the difference between each version? Why we use this version, that version? No, but versions are very important because if you put something into production and then that is not supported, it means that changing the version is very hard actually.
Okay.
uh, I don't need this code API. Sorry, I need to delete this 1 second. Okay. Mm, Can you create an API directly? That is best. Okay, console. Um, so no. Okay, API. Okay, next. Okay, .NET Core API. Okay, next. Okay, use controllers. Yeah, so use controllers so that you will get the controller one in addition while creating and create. And if you see, you should see the controllers. Okay, done. Okay, so this is how you create an .NET Core API application. If you create a web application, .NET Core web app, it will create you an MVC application. See, .NET Core MVC is same as whatever you do in your normal MVC. There's no difference. Okay, the small difference that I am going to teach you it will be applicable in when you create a .NET Core MVC. Rest your code will be same. Creating MVC, root, what else? Like views, you'll use the same CSHTML models here. .cs only you'll use. Controller will be same. Everything will be same. There's going to be no difference. But there are few differences that you need to know. That I will tell you here itself in API itself, that you can implement in whenever you use a .NET Core. The first thing, you will not have a web uh, what is that, web settings, okay, or app settings, okay. The web settings that you see in your normal .NET Core, you will not see. I'll show you that. One minute, it's loading. Okay, so if you come to your solution explorer, you see this web.config. Hmm? This
Yes.
web.config. So, and in your console application, you would have had something called app.config.
Yes.
So you use this, no, to do maybe you'll put dynamic contents here so that you take it from here and all, no.
Yes.
This is not there in .NET Core. So instead of that, we have app settings.json, and
Okay.
you have any configuration, you have to write it as JSON only. Okay,
Okay.
you want to want to put a connection string, okay, and you can simply put this way your connection string like this. That's all,
Okay.
as a JSON format. So you know JSON format, no? Same, you'll be using MVC. You know what is a JSON format?
Yes. Key and value.
So JSON is very simple. It will be starting with one open and close curly braces. So inside that, let's say table A, and there's some value for this. Okay. No, put variable A. Value is, it will be like this. Okay. Let's say next variable B, like this. So we'll have models incorporated into JSON. Models made as JSON. Let's say I have a model. So I'm going to show you a dummy model. Let's say this model has many inbuilt models in it. Okay, we are putting a model A and model B inside this model. Okay, so this model I am now going to convert this as a JSON. Okay, so first model A, okay, like this model A. Okay. This model A has multiple properties. No, model A
Yes.
will have multiple properties. So open and close, and each property, what is the value? Prop A, A, the value. Same way. And next, same way, model B. In this model, you have just one variable, means that variable, you put a comma, directly you have variable, directly assign value. This is the JSON format. That's all, very simple. And you usually convert a model into JSON format in API. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the thing. So if you have any model, I will tell you. I will show you. See, this is my model, but I do not have any inner model. This is very simple model.
Okay.
So yeah, if you have inner model, it will be like what I said. Okay. I don't have any inner model. This also will not have any inner model. Oh, what? Okay, I will show the inner model in the next class. We had it here actually. But you got no, but you got what is a JSON format, no?
Yes. Yes.
So API's input and output both will be JSON only. Strictly. Your request can be a normal this thing also, like queries also, but response can only be JSON. See, so these are all my individual properties, and I have an inner model. So this inner model, you open it up, and you have this inner model have their properties. See, after that inner model also, inside I have another inner model. Okay.
Okay.
So this is JSON format. So your input can be JSON or like this normal values. See, these are the values that I pass. Okay, like query string. It can be JSON or non-JSON, but your response will be JSON by default. Okay.
Okay.
So these are all the important main things with the API. So we saw the API things. So tomorrow we'll develop an API. Okay.
Okay.
We'll develop an API first. We'll develop an API, then incorporate the entity framework into it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So any questions? Any doubts?
No.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow class.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Jignesh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.